that if they can do what they did with Malik Willis, they can put Jordan Love in a position to succeed.
Yeah, but a Jordan that has to succeed, he has to be sharp. He can't be inaccurate the way he was against. You're going to have to throw the ball more than 19 times. You're going to have to throw the ball more than 14 times in order to beat the Minnesota Vikings. That's just a fact of life. That's just the way it is.
I think we're underreacting to the Packers just being a damn good roster and a really strong team that can win in multiple ways, that have the ability with the head coach. I feel like we need to hard stop, never again doubt Matt LaFleur. If he's going to be put in a disadvantageous situation with a quarterback with injuries, stop doubting him. He's going to figure it out. He's that good. He is amongst the top play callers in the NFL that there are. Malik Willis, I don't feel like we've given enough credit for a guy who's played well in 2 back-to-back games to allow the Packers to win. The defense, creating turnovers, hand over fist, all the time. We were worried about the pass rush.
And they're probably never going to lose again, right, Josh?
We got 8 sacks.
They're probably just going to go. Probably just going to go 16-1.
You've underreacted to 2 consecutive wins and given me excuses on everything. They're a good team.
No,
and the narrative on the Vikings can change in 1 week. If the Packers go in and beat them, the narrative's gone. They're not that good.
And the narrative on the defense that you were just espousing about, if they give up 5 touchdowns next week, it just goes away too.
I haven't seen it happen.
Again, except for week 1.
Like, we have to stop protecting everything. They're a good team. They were good last year. They were a couple plays away from ending up in an NFC Championship game. And now with the backup quarterback, they went out and dropped 30 on the head, turned them over 3 times to get 8 sacks. Like, what do you want from them? They can only win what's in front of them. And these past 2 games have been incredible. The Packers have looked like one of the best teams in the NFL with Malik Willis
putting up 16 points against the Colts, I wouldn't say is incredible. They've looked good.
Malik Willis passed the ball 12 times.
They've looked good. They've
ran
looked
the ball
good
for almost 300 yards.
They looked good. Yes, they have looked good the last 2 weeks. Have they looked incredible? No.
Yesterday was a masterful performance.
Yes, it was really good.
Top to bottom.
Against a team that's going to win how many games?
Well, but that team was also supposed to be better than the Colts, like you told me last week. Will Levis isn't the worst quarterback ever. He's not the best. But they took advantage of him and they put him in spots to fail because Jeff Hafley brought pressure at the right time. The players made plays on defense.
So we should never be concerned about anything about the Green Bay Packers ever again.
We should be concerned about the penalties. You should be concerned about Quay Walker. You should be concerned about plenty of things. But there are good players on the team. They're not just singularly focused on one quarterback's performance. They can win with Jordan Love being 75% of what we saw him last year at the end of the second half.
And what was he in week 1?
He was 50%.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He has to be better than he was week 1.
Yeah, of course.
So am I allowed to be concerned? Because now I have to run everything through Joshy. I've got to run through all my concerns have to be run through Joshy.
Joy? Do you experience fun?
Yeah.
Do you experience
I had
good
fun
times?
during the game yesterday.
Because right now, I'm less than 12 hours removed, 24 hours removed from that game, and I don't think you had fun.
I had a lot of fun. Had a great time.
You're doing a bad job of showing it.
Had a great time. But we're talking about Jordan Love right now. Am I allowed to be concerned about Jordan Love, who did not play well in week 1, and he's supposed to get sharp by not playing the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, but it's Jordan Love. We've seen him play well. It's not like the Malik Willis thing where we had no evidence of him playing well. So, yeah, I'm going to bet on the guy that just got paid all that money that looked like the best quarterback in the NFL for the second half of the season.
Just based on what?
Based on what I saw him do the last time he played well.
Which was how long ago?
Great. Okay. What?
But what I'm saying is, okay, the larger point here is you get sharper at football by playing.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything in the preseason. The NFL preseason's now, realistically, because even in Chewy's day, they barely played in the last preseason game, right? That was for all the backups, all that. So you had 3 games. So I look at this as these 3 games are the preseason. Those are your time to get sharp. Now we hit week 4. If your team isn't looking sharp, you're probably going to have some issues. You're just trying to survive. You're trying to win as many games as you can, and then you're trying to hit the ground running and starting to look a little sharper. And when your starting quarterback, who didn't look great in week 1, doesn't play for 2 weeks, I'm not just suddenly expecting him to go out there and be 28 for 29 for 417 yards and 17 touchdowns like you are.
Yeah, but no, I'm not actually. But the point I'm making is the roster, the offensive skill players, and the head coach are good enough to do that without Jordan Love being the best quarterback in the NFL. I believe that Josh Jacobs, that Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, Ontavian Wicks, Jaden Reed, and all those guys are good enough with a rush offense that we know can just pound the ball if they need to. They can get creative, that those guys are going to be good enough to get a win, because I don't believe the Vikings are the NFC champions. I'm sorry if you believe that's the case. I could be wrong. But that's a team that their narrative can change in literally 1 week. So I'm not supposed, I don't know what to react to and overreact to.
I'm supposed to, I'm supposed to celebrate all things Packers and not celebrate anything else. You're just being the biggest toad in the world, man.
Yeah, that's such a thing you guys use as defense because you're trying to protect everything. Dude, just
what
they
am I
played
protecting?
Well.
What am I protecting?
Your emotions.
No, they played well yesterday. But objectively looking at this game, the Vikings have played better this year than the Packers.
Yeah,
have.
and the Packers are favored by 2
at home.
Yeah.
So on a neutral site,
they're favored
on
to
a neutral site. On a neutral site, who's favored?
We don't know who the quarterback is yet.
We know the quarterback's Jordan.
Does Vegas?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't expect this number to go up when he gets confirmed in?
It will.
Yeah, guarantee it.
So you're telling me Vegas isn't going to open the door to be taken advantage of? My guess is they're anticipating.
Well,
Love
they've
playing
taken
in
a bath
game.
the past 2 weeks on the Packers. So.
All right.